Hey everybody, this is the Sliders Review, and I'm here today to talk to you about The Mighty Ducks Game Changers has been canceled after 2 seasons on Disney+. Honestly, I kind of saw it coming. I haven't finished the second season because I don't have Disney Plus no more, but I've only seen the first 2 episodes, and judging mostly just by season 1 and the 2 episodes of season 2, the show really wasn't what old school fans, were really expecting. Plus, there were some complications behind the scenes. But if you ever seen my season 1 review, you know I had like a few problems with the format of season 1. One, when they try to do the whole life lessons thing to teach the young kids, they will give like an obstacle for like the young star to overcome, and then it gets resolved very bleak, like it never gets resolved in a way you would assume an obstacle to get like resolved. It just happens very fast, and we're just supposed to not think about it no more. Like, I'll give you an example. The goalie, he's addicted to like playing video games and being on his cell phone, stuff like that. Like, he loves to play video games and he will not put his cell phone down. So he doesn't interact with people that much. And so when he does a sleepover for the first time and the boys' moms take the cell phones away, he is going nuts in the head. He can't be away from the cell phone and he has to play on video games and stuff. So the 2 boys who are with him in the sleepover, they try to get his cell phone back. And so they succeed in getting his cell phone back, only for the cell phone to run out of power. And they don't have a battery charger. So you would think he would like flip out or be like in panic mode, but he just like, whatever, I'll just deal with it and just do the sleepover thing. And it's kind of like, that's how you get over your addiction to like playing video games and the cell phone. It's gonna be like, whatever. And that's how they do things on the show. Like, that's how they resolve like conflict on the show. And they never really think it through when they're writing it and stuff. And so that was a problem I always had. The second problem I had was like the mom. I like Lauren Graham. I really do. And I get it. She's now the coach. However, she's an executive producer on the show, and she's in the show more than the kids. And I don't know so much about the second season, how much she's in that. But in the first season, it feels like it revolves around her and not that of the kids. Now, in the movies, it revolved around both the kids and Gordon Bombay. He was the coach, and I get it. Lauren Graham's character is the coach. But she's mostly just a mom, and she was forced to be a coach when Gordon didn't want to. But if it, because she doesn't know nothing about hockey, it was just weird that the show revolved around her personal life at work. The other mom's personal life at work, who's mom has kids on the other team and stuff. And it was just weird that it focused so much on her and didn't focus that much on the kids. Maybe some of their character development for the kids could have been resolved better if they didn't focus so much on her. I get it. She's a big actress and everything, very famous. She's doing this show. It's kind of not really so much a resurgence of combat, but kind of is. But you don't cram yourself into this series when it's supposed to be about the kids. Second reason why this probably got canceled: the dude who plays Gordon Bombay, Emilio Estevez. Now, people like myself, when we heard this was getting greenlit, we all like, cool, it's the original cast coming back. Then we found out, no, just Gordon Bombay, and the original cast will make cameos and stuff. So we're like, okay, fine, new cast, whatever. This be just like the first movie. And so he was in it. He was cool. Don't really get too much of why he quit hockey, but then you find out why. Well, the actor screwed himself by that of the second season. He supposedly did not want to get vaccinated. And filming in Canada and around little kids, you gotta be vaccinated. And that's the rule in Canada. You film over there, you gotta be vaccinated. And he's around kids. You gotta think about their safety and put your own needs aside. And supposedly he could not do that. He gave a lame excuse as to what happened when he did catch COVID on set. He just said he isolated himself, but that's not good enough, dude. Because you're gonna have to be in the show and you're an executive producer. So he did not come back for season 2 because he got fired. And so for a lot of people, it was kind of like, dude, like really, what's the point in watching this show for older fans who the original cast is not back and now Gordon is gone. And with the characters we do have not getting like proper storylines and the mom taking up too much space, I can see why people tuned out. Another reason why people probably tuned out is because some of their favorite characters from the first season did not return for like a second. Like the one nerdy girl with the glasses, she didn't come back. The one dude who couldn't skate very well but had like the nice hair did not come back. The 2 foreign exchange students did not come back. And, 2 of the recurring characters from last season did not come back. And so, like, what was the point in having them in the first season and they didn't come back in the second? And why didn't they come back in the second? Now, one of them didn't come back because she was on the Chucky show. But it doesn't explain what happened to the dude with, like, the nice hair. And so, like, if you're not gonna bother to even explain kind of like how the movies didn't, then, that kind of like frustrated people, especially when you put so much focus on this character. Another reason why this show probably got canceled is what was the point of the first season with the Never Evers? Think about it. When people heard about this show, The Mighty Ducks and everything, we were expecting to see the Mighty Ducks, only to find out the Mighty Ducks have now become the evil team and everything. And so because of that, they wouldn't let Evan be on their team. So the mom and Evan and all them formed their own hockey team called the Never Evers, and the first season focused primarily on them, while we really didn't see the Mighty Ducks until actually they fought them in like the championship, and we saw how rude and mean the Mighty Ducks have become. But the main focus of the first season in this show was the Never Evers. That's why it's called Game Changers and stuff. Then by the end of the first season, they are like, all right, like, let's just like duke it out, like on the ice and everything. Winner takes the name of the Mighty Ducks. And that's what happened. And then they became the Mighty Ducks. And then it was kind of like, so what was the point of the Never Evers? Like, what was the point in focusing all on that just for them to become the Mighty Ducks again? That happened too early in the series. That should have happened much, much, much later and stuff. And so, like, then of course in the second season, everything changed. Now they're at hockey camp, which was a nice setting, but it introduced a bunch of new characters trying to replace the characters that were no longer there. And people probably wasn't feeling that, both probably old and new to the franchise. And so another reason why, of course, it probably didn't do well is because we wanted the original cast. And they didn't show up that much, only in like 1 or 2 episodes, maybe 1 at the most. And then they make sporadic like appearances and stuff. And we still didn't know what happened to like some of the other ones that disappeared in the original movies. And the main reason why older fans like myself came back is we were hoping for the original cast to come back. I mean, they could have had the original cast come back and they can just do like minor league hockey or just occasional hockey, like when they're not working and stuff, see what their lives are gone. And then of course, all of them have great lives now. And so it was just kind of like a nice little bow. And it was like, that's not really what people were expecting. So the show was never perfect, but it was okay. But then with hiccups here and there, I can see why people tuned out. And not only this, but this is yet again another like Disney Plus original that's not Marvel or Star Wars related to be canceled. That Jason Stamos basketball series, it got canceled. There aren't that many original like Disney Plus shows that are not Marvel or Star Wars related. I have no idea what Disney Plus is doing, but they're not doing it very well. Alrighty, well, I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.